The two cosmonauts at the 1 hour 19-minute mark in the spacewalk have released the older data telemetry system monoblock, as it is called. This is the system and its associated stanchion that it is mounted on. This will be jettisoned later in the spacewalk aft of the International Space Station's Russian segment.
Keep it in place, so then we can stand by.
The Russian flight controllers will be inhibiting thrusters on the Zvezda service module that will enable the two cosmonauts to go to the correct area on the service module itself for the jettisoning of equipment that will take place about an hour to an hour and a half from now.
So we're starting translation to the area of plane 2. Use the soft handrail and continue translation. Okay, sounds good.
И в районе, где Сергей сейчас находится, там у нас стоит блок Афара, там есть красно-белые поручни, просьба не...
In the area where Sergey is located, there are AFAR handrails. Please do not grab onto those handrails. Use the regular standard handrails. Okay, copy, sounds good.
Сергей, и у тебя по пути сейчас еще будет мягкий поручень в сторону УРНД. Можно как раз с помощью него застраховаться, и тогда будет отличный доступ к 20-й плате.
Sergey, along the way you're going to have a handrail on the way to Orande. You can secure yourself to that handrail, and that will give you a very good access to plate number 20. You can put the your permanent length tether, and keep the decimal to yourself. Okay, I understand. The handrails are few and far between here.
Я нахожусь в районе якоря.
I'm in the vicinity of anchor. Okay, copy.
И вот как раз, видимо, в районе 20-й платы. Это 20-я плата.
And you're going to get there to the vicinity of plate number 20. KPP 2?
Это 20-я плата, у нее...
Plate number 20.
Износилась.
It's plate number 20. 20 is just labeling has worn off. Oh, okay. I got it.
Разъем там 20-2.
And we need you to find the connector number 20-2, 20-2. Okay, copy 20-2.
Юрка 20-2 пустая.
I see Lirka 20-2 is the clip. The clip number 20-2 is empty. Oh, I see. We need the connector though. Oh, I see. The connector is in a different clip. Okay, you can move that connector to 0-2. Okay, copy. And also make sure that labeling is visible. Place it and then perform the removal. I completed taking the photographs of plate number 20. Copy, thank you. You can close the MLI flap. Closing. I am in the vicinity. Standby one, speaking simultaneously. Dmitry, will you be able to see plate number 20 from where you're located at this time? Plate number 20, 20, where Sergey is working at this time. What I'm saying is, it would be good if you could take a backup set of photographs. Oh, I haven't reached it yet. Okay, well, you don't have to go there. You can go to plate number 3. I am currently translating. Sergey, could you check your HECA? We're not seeing the video. It has probably overseeded. I have both LEDs on. Could you turn it off and turn it back on, please? I restarted it. Okay, copy, thank you. And I am going behind the anchor.
This is Mission Control Houston, 1 hour, 30 minutes into today's spacewalk. Sergei Prokopyev and Dmitry Petelin continue to prepare for the releasing of a old data transmission system and its stanchion that it is mounted on after having disconnected and reconnected a number of cables that will be used for the installation and activation of a new high-speed data transmission system on the Zvezda service module. The crew is running about 20 minutes or so ahead of the timeline for the day, having started their spacewalk with the opening of the Poisk module hatch at 9:24 a.m. Central Time.
Have you passed by plate 3?
Третья плата.
Plate 3.
Вот у меня сейчас передо мной ХПП 21.
HPP number 21, number 3.
Третья плата, она прямо под тобой должна
So
быть.
plate number 3 should be immediately below.
Якорь карусный. И там два клапана.
And there are two MLI flaps on this from the left and from the right. We need HPP 3 and 2 AR.
3-2 АР.
3 and 2 AR.
3-2 АР.
3 dash 2 AR. AR.
Так, а у него это надпись на кабеле, да?
Is the labeling on the cable itself?
Там и на кабеле, и
Both
на
on the
разъеме, как
cable
обычно, должна быть
and
маркировка.
on the connector.
Просто я даже не знаю, с какой
So I
стороны,
don't really know on
под
which
каким именно
side,
клапаном мы
under
должны
which
быть разъемы.
MLI flap that connector is located.
Здесь ХФП 3-4, ХФП 3.
HPP 3-4, 3-4, 3.
Не состыкованный?
Is that connector mated?
Состыкованный.
It's not mated.
Не состыкованный.
Хотя я точно сказать не могу сейчас,
I can't.
состыкован или нет, но
They're non-mated,
как раз выясним.
but you can do it.
Сейчас. Похожий.
Я вижу 3-2 состыкованный.
I see 3-2 is mated, but what we need is 3-2 AR.
Рядышком.
So they're nearby.
Так, ФП 3, 2, П.
3-2 PR.
Это не он, да?
This is not it.
Еще раз.
Есть еще АР. Вот
It
нашел
ends
ХФП
in
3,
AR, so I have HPP2
а есть, значит, еще
PR.
Нам нужен А.
I need the one that has A in it.
принял.
Copy.
Так, 3А.
3A.
3А.
HPP 3A.
3-2. Так, наверное, с другой стороны надо смотреть.
It's probably
Подожди, ты
on
посмотри,
the
который
other side.
3-3 состыкованный разъем.
Okay, let's follow the connector that says 3-3. Maybe it's
Это
in that vicinity.
2 ХФП третьих.
So HPP 3, there's two of them, and two of HPP 2.
Посмотри, который ХФП 3-3. Посмотри, какая
HPP
ответственная часть к
3-3.
нему состыкована.
Please check what is the corresponding part on that one.
Три два, извиняюсь. 3-2.
I mean 3-2. I apologize. 3-2.
3-2, который, да?
Okay.
Да, он.
Yes, it's mated to HFP3-2AR.
Принято. Тогда засними, пожалуйста, так, чтобы было видно маркировку.
Can you please change its position so you can clearly see the labeling? Copy.
Ты не выключал, да, глиссер на этот момент?
And the glycer camera was on at the time? Yes, it was.
Принято.
Copy.
Спасибо. Ну, я думаю, этого достаточно.
I think that is sufficient.
Закрывай клапан и переходи на F-образное.
So you can finish with this connector, close the MLI flap, and proceed to the S handrail. Will do.
У нас, да, вот уже сейчас расцветает вовсю. И, Сергей, выключи, пожалуйста, глиссер. Проверь, что ты его выключил.
Sergey, please check if you turned the glycer camera off. For now, OFF. It is off.
Sergei Prokopiev and Dmitry Petelin continuing to route and secure a number of cables for the installation upcoming of the new high-speed data transmission system on the Zvezda service module.
Thank you. This MLI is not really amenable.
Клапан FP3 закрыт.
FP3. The flap is closed. Copy.
И, ну, по пути там, если есть кабельнодержатель, он, по-моему, на F-образных поручнях уже.
And there are some cable holders along the F-shaped handrails. Copy.
The International Space Station about to pass into an orbital sunrise over the Pacific Ocean. 1 hour, 42 minutes into the spacewalk, the cosmonauts continuing to make methodical progress as they make their way through a maze of cables and connectors that are being reconfigured on patch panels for a high-speed data transmission system to be installed a short time from now.
I think the one that's closer to your hand will be better. Copy?
Да, да.
Yes, please.
Принято.
Here is the cable holder, and I loosened it. Copy.
В районе якоря.
I'm close
Принято, Дим.
to the foot restraint here.
Принято. Тогда, как договаривались, доходим до F-образных поручней.
As we agreed,
Оставляем.
we will go to the F-shaped handrails, leave the UKP there, secure it with tethers.
Освободив кабельные держатели, еще дальше там, по-моему, есть.
And you, Sergey,
переходишь за сейсмопрогноз.
you will translate beyond seismoprognoз.
Да, вот здесь, на этих поручнях.
And then you'll work with SVPI. Yes, that is correct.
Дальше он может и не понадобиться.
With all of the cables associated with this high-speed data transmission replacement having been secured and connected on the proper patch panel, the two cosmonauts will make their way over to what is called a monoblock or stanchion, upon which the seismoprognosis experiment is mounted. This has measured over the course of a number of years seismic activity back on Earth for scientists to analyze back at the Russian Mission Control Center. This device will be removed and jettisoned as part of the first of 3 such jettisons of older equipment no longer needed for investigations on the International Space Station.
Cable should go towards the F-shaped handrails.
А то там, как говорится, расходится.
Yes.
Часть идет, я понял, часть идет наверх, это...
But here,
это...
one part goes up, and I think that's towards Icarus.
Так, ну я тогда оставляю на хранение вот этот.
Okay, I will store this block here on handrail 2621, 2617.
Где он не будет мешать, там и оставляйте.
Just leave it where it will not be in the way.
получили добро на демонтаж сейсмопрогнозов, так что по готовности
We have a go to dismantle the seismic prognosis, so when you are ready, you can start working on it. And if you need it, you may take a breather. Will do.
Вот я сейчас как раз около сейсмопрогноза.
I'm close to seismic prognosis equipment now. Copy.
Я могу начать расстыковывать кабели.
I can start demating the cables.
Давай тогда распаковывай кабели.
Yes, you have a go to demate the cable and then secure the cables to handrail brackets. Copy. Will do.
ХП-22-1.
HFP-22-1.
The two cosmonauts at the 1 hour 51 minute mark in today's spacewalk are in the process of securing the stanchion or monoblock that holds the seismic detection experiment, so that connectors that have held that experiment in place to provide data transmission of its results back to the ground, those connectors will be demated, and the experiment itself and its stanchion will be removed from its location on the Zvezda service module to be jettisoned during today's spacewalk.
Следующий кабель ХФП-22-2.
Next is HFP-22-2 connector. It's demated.
Эти разъемы, которые у тебя свободные остались на кабелях, их вытягивай в сторону агрегатного отсека и подвязывай проволочным фиксатором.
Remember to secure them to the cable holder bracket.
Мне кажется, уже стоит зафиксировать двумя карабинами, потому что кабели там почти...
OKP needs 2 tethers to secure it.
Принято.
Copy.
Да, зафиксировал.
Принято, спасибо. Ну и где-то в этом месте ее можно оставить, эту катушку нашу.
Leave it in this vicinity somewhere, as long as it's not close to Icarus. Copy.
Так. Ты уже сейсмопрогнозом, да, занялся? Ну да, я уже пока кабели.
So you are working on seismoprognosis already? Yes, I am working on the cables.
Дим, ты отдохни сейчас минутку.
Dima, maybe you can take some rest for now.
Хорошо.
Before you proceed with the mating. Will do.
По твоей готовности можно расстыковывать СЛПИ разъемы.
And you may start on the mating connectors on SVPI monoblock when you are ready. Copy. SVPI is next.
Сергей, я думал, ты в лифте уберешь.
TMTC. Да?
TMTC, это... TMTC это ближе в сторону первой плоскости, СЛПИ надо.
And Sergey, about TMTC, you'll need to be closer to plane 1.
Основание, у которого левее. Сейчас уже правее. Да. В сторону второй плоскости, ближе.
Okay, and now you go closer to in the direction of plane 2.
Гей, теперь, если прогноз надо застраховать, это часто было?
And now you secure.
Ты видишь, Царь, ты, значит, занимаешься, я сейсмопрогнозом. Вот TMTC.
Okay, so I'm working on seismoprognosis and TMTC is close by.
Да, пытаюсь найти СПИ.
Ну смотри, вот балка переходная, которая у нас стоит на F-образных поручнях.
Okay,
Там на нем, на этой балке,
beam
два
is
моноблока, две антенны.
on
Один блок
this handrail,
TMTC, а
and
второй это СЛПИ.
there is
Если ты нашел
TMTC here and
тогда
SVPI.
второй это СЛПИ, собственно.
So if you found TMTC, then the second block is SVPI.
Ага, вот он как, значит, да?
Okay, now I understand.
Это чуть побольше просто он размером.
It's just slightly larger.
Ага, ясно.
Understood.
Моноблок СПИ, да, вижу. Так, ладно, хорошо.
SVPI monoblock, I see it. And starting to demate
Сергей, знаешь, у меня такое
connectors.
предложение. Может быть, сейчас проволоку ты подвяжешь,
Sergey,
но с подвязкой кабеля повременить. Там еще от
you can use the wire ties now, but
у нас еще в этом месте ставится моноблок ВПИ, чтобы не заградить ему.
we also need to think about SVPI block that we do not block access to it.
Принято, спасибо.
I understand what you're saying. So SVPI is
Низкочастотных и один высокочастотный, правильно?
so there are two low frequency connectors and one high frequency connector. That is correct. Altogether 3 connectors.
разъем 49U H1
49U
можно
H1
передать в сторону Сергея.
connector.
Он нам не потребуется.
Yes, it's demoted.
Остальные потребуются.
We will not need it later, but the rest we will need. Understood.
Так, ну, вот это, значит, не нужно. Вот.
So this one I will not need. Okay.
Добро. Эти два очень нужны.
And these two we will need.
XW3 нам потребуется.
Ага, принято. Так, H2 расстыковал.
H2 is demoted now. So you will need XW3 for sure.
XW3.
Yes, XW3. It's here. I have it. And it's demoted.
Так, ну я прихватил вот эти три кабеля, которые у нас. Потом мы их получше зафиксируем.
Это, ну, теперь
And
надо
I
застраховать
secured these cables. I will secure them better later.
и откручивать замки.
Okay, and you may proceed to working on the locks. I copy.
ВКД 2 часа.
The PET is now 2 hours. Copy.
Свободно, расстыкованы.
The cables are free now. Free now.
Дим, ну тогда тебе тоже можно, в принципе, застраховать adjustable SLPI.
Dima, you may put the SWPI on adjustable to secure it.
Так, а на TNTC
2 hours into today's spacewalk by Sergei Prokopiev, the Expedition 69 commander, and Dmitry Petelin, the two cosmonauts are in the process of completing the disconnection of the seismoprognos experiment, a seismic detection experiment, and its stanchion that they'll be removing momentarily from the Zvezda service module to be jettisoned.
Так, застраховал полностью adjustable.
Okay, and I secured the monoblock with my adjustable tether, starting on the locks.
This experiment was installed all the way back during Expedition 38 on December 27th, 2013 by cosmonauts Oleg Kotov and Sergei Ryazanskiy. So after a run of almost 10 years, the seismic detection experiment has completed its work and will soon be removed and jettisoned.
Adjustable.
And the same situation here with the adjustable tether. Copy.
Да, два ломка.
And now the locks.
Первый замок зафиксирован.
Lock 1 is now released. Copy.
Так, а вот мы вот эту полосатую красно-белую штангу или
And this
площадку
barber pole,
мы ее оставляем?
do we leave it?
Палку переходную мы сдвигаем.
We move it to the right.
То есть она остается, да? Понятно.
Она сейчас пока остается, после того, как мы освободим
Yes,
ее
you
от ТМТС и СУПИ,
need to release it
то
from TMTC
застраховав, перенесем
first,
ближе к ПХО на их обратную
and then
скорость.
you secure it and transfer it closer to PHO.
Working about midway down the length of the Zvezda service module, Prokopiev and Patelin are completing work to remove the seismoprognos experiment, the seismic detection experiment, and its monoblock or stanchion upon which it was mounted during a spacewalk by Oleg Kotov and Sergei Rosansky back on December 27th, 2013.
Так, есть один замок расфиксирован.
One lock is released from SVP copy.
And a view of the cosmonauts working to remove the seismoprognos experiment from just behind the solar array, or one of the solar arrays on the Zvezda service module. Again, once detached, this experiment no longer providing data after almost 10 years of scientific investigations of seismic activity back on Earth. It will be jettisoned retrograde from the space station toward the aft end of the Zvezda service module on a trajectory that will ensure no potential for recontact with the orbital outpost.
You may stop here.
Заснять на видео, как Сергей будет отталкивать.
So, for the jettisoning,
Сергей, ты тогда
Sergey,
разворачивайся в сторону
all right, you
против вектора скорости.
position yourself against the
Это в сторону горизонта Земли под
velocity vector, and so you should be aiming 45 degrees away from SM module. All right, hold on, let me secure myself here first.
Ты сначала примерься.
As the two cosmonauts position themselves in the right orientation for the jettisoning of the seismoprognos experiment, this is the view from Dmitry Patelin's helmet camera.
And if need be,
Тебя подстраховать, тогда Дима может за спину подержать.
Dima can actually hold on to your back to make sure you're secure, just in case this is necessary.
Как там есть точка опоры?
All right, I found a place to secure myself to and brace against.
Я готов. Нормально? Ну, давай. Я.
Okay, and I'm removing it, and I'm removing mine as well.
Расфиксирую за спину.
Bring it up. Copy.
Расфиксирован.
All right, it's free.
Принято.
Copy.
Отталкивай.
And jettisoning.
And there it goes.
It was a good, trusty.
Our ballistics officer here in Mission Control reports it was jettisoned in a good trajectory, well away from the station. No chance for recontact with the complex. So the seismic experiment that has spent almost a decade on the International Space Station is now on its own to burn up in the Earth's atmosphere.
Наверное, можно заканчивать съемку после.
Wave goodbye to it. Rest in peace. And we can, Sergey, you can wrap up photography, but please help as well with SVPI monoblock as well. Will do.
That jettison occurred at about the 2-hour 9-minute mark into the spacewalk. The two cosmonauts running about an hour and 20 minutes ahead of the timeline.
Expanded. All right, so when we are done with the scheduled imagery, we would not need to conserve the battery charge at all, and you will have a go to keep the cameras rolling as long as you need to or want to. Okay, and now we have a SVPI with the cables, everything secured. The second latch is left.
Next up for the cosmonauts will be the disconnecting of a number of connectors and the removal of a telemetry system monoblock. That older telemetry equipment has been mounted on. That will be the second in the series of jettisons that is expected to occur sometime within the next 30 minutes or so.
So, for the window, you need to stick to the handrail that we recommend. Okay, definitely. All right, SVPI is secured to me. Okay, position yourself then. Get ready. And the jettisoning vector is going to be the same in the direction of the Earth's horizon.
The jettisoned item or items that just took place about 2.5 minutes ago were both the seismic detection experiment and a monoblock or stanchion upon which older data transmission system equipment was mounted on.
All right, I am ready. Okay. It's kind of heavy. And you can really feel the inertia. Over right there, right? Is that looking good? Yeah, well, check it. It should be 45 degrees. Okay. So I removed the safety tether. Okay. Sergey, are you recording the video? I am. And jettisoning.
Following the jettisoning of the seismic experiment, Prokopiev now has jettisoned the monoblock or stanchion upon which it and telemetry equipment were mounted on.
It's kind of slower than the one before.
So this is the second of 3 planned jettisons.
It's like feeling the importance of its tasks and goals. Dignified.
Ребят, по вашей
Guys,
готовности можно приступать к работе с моноблоком TMTC.
when you are ready, you can start working with TMTC monoblock. You can disconnect the connectors, secure them to the handrails, and
Демонтируем 2 замка, снимаем.
when you are ready, remove 2 locks.
Хорошо.
Okay. All right, TMTC. It's kind of tied in a knot. Somebody really put their heart into all that.
So to recap here at the 2-hour, 15-minute mark in the spacewalk, Sergei Prokopiev and Dmitry Petelin have
First connector should be
completed the acquisition of a number of photos of the exterior of the Zvezda service module and a gamma ray particle detection experiment. They removed and jettisoned the Seismoprognos seismic detection science experiment that had been on the International Space Station's Russian segment for almost 10 years, and then jettisoned the high-speed data transmission system stanchion upon which that hardware had been mounted. 2 jettisons complete, 1 to go. That will be the stanchion upon which other telemetry equipment is installed as the 2 cosmonauts continue to work well ahead of their timeline.
All right.
Или за тебя застраховать вопрос?
Securing it?
Давай я кину.
Or do you want to do that? Well, I can do that.
Там ближе.
It's a little bit closer.
Она еще здесь на файле застрахована.
And it is secured to the tether.
Наверное,
To the with the tether.
Тогда файл заберем с собой.
Well, then you should take that tether with you. Oh, no, no. No. We're leaving it there. Okay. Have you removed the safety there? All right, it is secured. Opening up the locks. What's up? Yeah. Check the lock. Yeah, these are a little bit easier to work with, wing nuts. All right, you got it? Yes. And you removed it, right? Yes, I have. Unintelligible. Could you please adjust your helmet camera so that it's a little bit more to the left? Who are you talking to? That's for you, Dmitry. This is for you. Okay, me. Okay. All right, my helmet camera. A little bit to the left, right? Closer towards me, right? Yes. Well, how about now? That's good, thank you. Okay.
This is Mission Control Houston, 2 hours, 21 minutes into the spacewalk. A good view of Sergei Prokopyev, the Expedition 69 commander, from the helmet camera of his spacewalking partner, Dmitry Petelin. He has removed the monoblock or stanchion holding telemetry equipment and is preparing to move into a position for the third and final jettisoning of items no longer needed on the station. The first item was a seismic detection experiment. The second of the jettisons involved a high-speed telemetry monoblock or stanchion. The crew will be installing a brand new high-speed telemetry system a short time from now. The seismic experiment that was sent overboard by Prokopyev a short time ago, about 13 minutes ago, had initially been installed on the station in December of 2013 during a spacewalk on the Expedition 38 increment by Oleg Kotov and Sergei Rosansky.
Okay. I'm freeing it up. Okay.
And there is the third of the three jettisons planned during the spacewalk. The telemetry monoblock on its way. That concludes the jettison portion of today's spacewalk by Prokopyev and Petelin. He's waving a goodbye to that item. As it fades from view, it will burn up in the Earth's atmosphere, posing no chance for recontact to the International Space Station. running well ahead of the timeline. The two cosmonauts that you see here in the field of view will be moving to another area on the main hull of the Zvezda service module to remove another experiment called the impact experiment that has been involved in the collection of data on the impact of micrometeoroid debris hits on the Russian segment of the station over the course of a number of years, and they'll be taking photos of the plume deflectors on the thrusters of the Zvezda service module.
Дима, можешь, пожалуйста, поснимать вот с этого ракурса
Dima, from your angle, could you please take pictures of the handrails of the SM?
Да.
Okay.
This view of Dmitry Petelin in the fifth spacewalk of his career, Sergei Prokopiev well into the seventh spacewalk in his career.
Will do. Right, on your go. You can start with the relocation of the adapter beam. Okay, sounds good. Okay, so I've got the connectors and the cable from TMTC into a cable holder. Okay. Well, they are right in the VPI monoblock area. So I think we're going to finally secure them later. Okay, we now need to move the two. Well, first of all, you have to secure the adapter beam and then move over the bracket and then install to the handrails as close as you can to Paseo. All right, I am secured to the ring. Copy. So we need to remove it completely. Okay. You just need to remove it so you can throw it over the bracket, or just like throw it over the bracket. Okay, well, I have freed it up on my end. Copy. There should be a ring, right? Yes, on that side. Okay, the cables, let me gather them up. All right. All right. And the second one, does it get through there? If you want, you can hold down the cable. Maybe you should go from above. Not to crowd the rails, the handrails. So that, like, make sure that the cable is not too close.
Так, вижу туда.
Well.
Ну, мне кажется, Артем.
Артем.
Так нормально, хорошо.
I think it's pretty good, just like that.
Я думаю, хорошо.
I think it's looking pretty good.
И расстояние здесь.
And the distance here, or the gap here, is more than 3-5 centimeters, so it's just fine. And there are plenty of handrails here, and there shouldn't be any issues with them. And you want us to use the wrench to tighten it, right? Yes, please. Half a turn. Okay. Let me tighten it on my side. Half a turn. Done. All right, I am removing the safety tether. Well, that's much cleaner now. What did you say?
Чисто стало, говорю, здесь. Хорошо. Это сразу поручни.
Looks really nice here. Nothing, no clutter or anything. Pretty empty handrails. Okay, well, wanted to let you know that we're going to go LOS for about 10-12 minutes. So please report what you do, provide a running commentary, and start getting ready for the installation of the VPI monoblock. Okay, sounds good. Do you have any recommendations? 25, 24. Is that 25, 24? And 25, 17. Okay, we see that. So you can read what it says, correct? Yes. The markings are identifiable. Well, we can even see half of the USOS. Pretty visible and pretty clearly. Well, it is sunset for us. Copy. You're going to go into orbital night in 20 seconds. Okay. We'll probably need to turn on our headlights. Correction, helmet lights. Okay, got it. We need to secure it. Should we move it deeper?
Так, есть максимум. Так, ну вроде бы получается.
I think it is working. So we need to position it.
Замок на 27, да?
So one walk here, then we can move it this way.
This is Mission Control Houston, 2 hours 37 minutes into today's spacewalk. Prokopiev and Patelin are installing a monoblock for high-speed telemetry equipment on the Zvezda service module. This coming after the removal and jettisoning of other stanchion equipment and a seismic detection experiment that occurred about 35 minutes or so ago. That all went fine, and our ballistics officers here in Mission Control report that those objects that were jettisoned were done so in the right trajectory and will not pose any recontact problem for the International Space Station as had been planned.
Simultaneously. One by one. What about the other side? Yes, that is that age. Okay. Copy. Then you can do first secure it manually. Okay, I was able to just hand tighten.
этой стороны ты еще не делал, да? Давай.
And what about on this side? No, I didn't do it on this side.
Через минуту, возможно, будет прерывание связи на минуту
For
другую.
about 1 minute, there might be a comm interruption.
Two hours, 42 minutes into today's spacewalk, Prokopiev and Petelin continue to work to remove a stanchion and to reinstall that stanchion on another area of the Zvezda service module, upon which high-speed data telemetry equipment will be installed. Everything continuing to go well and well ahead of the timeline for today's spacewalk that is designed to remove old investigative experiment equipment from the hull of the Zvezda service module and to take a number of engineering photos of thruster areas and antenna areas of the Zvezda service module, which is approaching the 23rd anniversary of its existence on board the International Space Station, having launched in July of 2000. We'll be reacquiring communications with the International Space Station in just a few moments, passing in between satellites on our tracking and data relay satellite system.
Снова появилась связь.
So we now have comm.
Да, мы на связи.
Yes,
Два замка.
we have comm. So 2 locks out of 3 are installed. So you got the third one? Yes, it's all done.
Замки закручены.
So the
Принято. Замки закручены.
locks are secured and tightened with a wrench. Yes, tightened with a wrench.
Да, принято. Давайте
Okay.
возвращаемся к
Copy.
КПП, извлекаем кабель.
Well, let's you guys go to KPP and finalize the activity with the cable. Okay, copy. So should I secure it to crew bag? Or can we do it later? Let's do it later. Be careful with the cover.
Снова появилась видеокартинка.
Speaking simultaneously.
Картинка хорошо. Так, кабель извлечен из КП. 10 проволочными фиксаторами.
So we can probably use wire ties here. Yes, we can.
Хватает? Где там разъем видишь?
Is it long enough? Do you see the connector?
Не хватает. Длинная. Здесь все хорошо.
Yes, I think everything is fine.
Готов к стыковке кабелей.
I am ready to make the cables. Copy.
Сейчас ожидайте.
Standby one now.
Добро. Сергей, приступай к стыковке кабелей. Диктуй, какой разъем, с каким стыкуешь.
Connect inaudible. Make the connector RPPR1. I have it in my hands. To PR1. There are two connectors here. I have PPR1 connector in my hands. Copy. I have PPR1 in my hands. I remove the caps. I confirm it has been attached. Copy. Should I take a photograph first? First, made all the connectors, all four connectors should be mated first. Then you can take a photograph, and then you can close them. Labeling. Two connectors, inaudible loud echo. Copy. КПР-2. Okay, copy КПР-2.
Принято.
Copy. КПР-2. To КПР-2.
Есть. Сейчас разворот. Закрыл.
So I rotated that and closed it.
Принято. Разъем ХФПР-2 со
КПР-2 connector is mated.
Контроль цикловки подтвержден на обоих разъемах.
Monitor that both connectors are fully mated. So are you receiving a signal of sorts on the ground? Next table. Start XW3.
Это которая это СФИ, да?
Да, именно так, это СФИ.
Итак, смотрим маркировку.
Looking at the labeling of 49X2.
Принято.
Copy.
49 Юха-2.
4952.
49 Юха-2.
49 Юха-2.
Одноименные.
Something that's labeled similarly.
Так, есть проворот. Фиксируем.
So we can turn it.
Принято. 40U.
40U, copy.
Распакован.
Okay, it's demated.
Контроль стыковки пройден.
Okay. We have confirmed the process. Inaudible. From the antenna side.
Три, ноль.
30.
Равно А2.
U equal A2-XW3. Sergey, there was a comm dropout. XW3.
Высокочастотный стыкуешь.
XW3 со стороны антенны.
XW3 from the antenna side. Well, here labeling is not very visible. Look at the old labeling. What about the metal housing itself? There's 90 at the very end. 549A and dash 90. X at the very the very end of the label is legible, at the very beginning is not. I am performing mating. XW3 is mated. Okay, copy, then secure it in the Lirka clip and move on to the next connector. Copy. The connector is secured in the Lirka clip. Copy. I have a question about protective housing. What about your opinion? If we remove them now, will it be safe to translate past it? We're not going to snag onto anything or kick anything by accident? We shouldn't be really touching on anything here. It's not very convenient translating along that side anyway. Then we're not going to leave housing for a later time, and we can remove them now. I'm going to close MLI. So you're closing MLI flaps. Yes, closing the flaps.
глиссеры у вас сейчас выключены, да?
And what is turned off? Yes, glycer is currently off. Copy. Copy.
У меня предложение по нашим
My recommendation about subsequent steps is as follows. You have been on EVA for 3 hours exactly. You can take a break right now. When you're ready, you can remove crew walk back and translate and move it in the direction of PHO, where VKP is located. Then you're going to take the container and protective lid from the crew walk bag, and then you're going to remove the protective housing and secure it in the area of UKP. Copy. Sounds good. And until the eclipse, we have 9 minutes, so you have a 5-minute break now. Copy. Right
This is Mission Control Houston, 3 hours, 1 minute into today's spacewalk by Sergei Prokopiev and Dmitry Petelin, the 266th spacewalk in support of space station assembly maintenance and upgrades. The two cosmonauts working very efficiently outside in the area of the Zvezda service module are wrapping up work with the installation of a stanchion, or a monoblock as it is called, upon which high-speed telemetry equipment will be installed. They have completed all 3 planned jettisons during the spacewalk of a seismic detection experiment and 2 other stanchions upon which other equipment had been mounted. The 2 cosmonauts, running about an hour ahead on their timeline, will take a brief pause to catch their breath before moving to a series of thrusters at the aft end of the service module for a bit of photography of what are called plume deflectors on those thrusters to see how they have fared over the course of time. The Zvezda service module approaching the 23rd anniversary of its time on orbit following its launch on a Proton rocket from the Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan in July of 2000.
5 minutes have elapsed. How are you doing? We're feeling great. We're ready to work. No, can't be better. Copy. We have less than 5 minutes until the end of eclipse, and let's proceed for the plan.
Артем, и вот оставшиеся незафиксированные кабели, я тоже думаю, сейчас сделать.
We have some unsecured cables. We need to attach them. Okay, go ahead and secure them.
Фалы с подтягом от блока ПИ мы с собой забираем, да?
So we're going to take this block with us, correct?
Фал, который был
Yes,
TMTC,
you
мы
are
оставляем на F-образных поручнях. И, может быть, его немножко растянуть. Заносить внутрь его нельзя. Он там очень долго на грязном отсеке снаружи находится.
Cable, you cannot take it inside the station. It stays too long outside the station. Probably too contaminated. Understood?
Так, крылок бэк застрахован.
Roll-off bag is secured.
Снимаю фиксацию.
Copy.
This is Mission Control Houston. To recap activities so far associated with this Russian spacewalk by Sergei Prokopyev and Dmitry Petelin. The two cosmonauts opened the hatch to the Poisk module at 9:24 a.m. Central Time to begin the 9th spacewalk out of the International Space Station this year. This is the 7th spacewalk for Prokopyev in his career, the 5th for Petelin. The two cosmonauts, working with great efficiency, were able to remove several different experiment packages, including a seismic experiment that had been installed on the station almost 10 years ago by Oleg Kotov and Sergei Rosansky during Expedition 38. They proceeded to jettison that seismic experiment and two of the stanchions upon which other equipment had been mounted, a total of 3 jettisons in all. That all went by the book, and the ballistics officer in Mission Control reported good trajectory on all 3 jettisons with no chance that any of those items would recontact the International Space Station. The 2 cosmonauts have just concluded the installation of another stanchion on handrails on the Zvezda service module, upon which other telemetry equipment will be installed a bit later in today's spacewalk. They are going to be pressing ahead to begin photo documentation of plume deflectors at the aft end of the service module, upon which the service module thrusters are located, for engineering analysis on the ground, and the removal of other experiment containers that have been housed over the course of a number of years to measure gamma ray detection activities, biological samples, and material science experiments, all of which have been mounted on the outside of the Zvezda service module. They also plan to take photos of the Lyra high data rate antenna at the aft end of the service module and other areas right around the docking port at the aft end of the Zvezda service module, which currently is housing the ISS Progress 80.